Here we are with this special edition of the Commissioner's Report, where today we'll be joined by Commissioners Ed Smith and Todd Dantzler at beautiful Legoland, Florida in Winter Haven. Let's go up to the island in the sky where we're going to be joined by Legoland, Florida General Manager Adrian Jones. Let's go take a look. Commissioner Todd Dantzler and I are now joined by Legoland Florida General Manager Adrian Jones. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
We are about to go up or ride the island in the sky, which affords us one of the most majestic views in Polk County. We're going to overlook Lake Eloise and beyond. Why don't you join us now?
That's great.
Several months ago, I brought my 7-year-old grandson, Christian Branning, to this enchanted place. And as soon as he walked through the main archway, he said, "Pop, this is like a dream come true." Of course, my heart immediately melted. Commissioner Dantzler, you and your family are tied to this property going back to Cypress Gardens and to the Polk family. Now that the world-class Merlin Entertainments Group owns the property, is this a dream come true for Polk County?
Yes, it is, Nigel. We have great memories of being here. My father was a clown here in the ski show, and if you ever knew my father, you would think that's the furthest from his personality that would ever happen. And after growing up with him, we couldn't believe it till we saw pictures. And he also was a driver for Mr. and Mrs. Pope when he had come home from college. My older brother married Mr. and Mrs. Pope's granddaughter, Julie, and had the reception here. I've watched many ski shows from the lake, and I've told Adrian some of the stuff we did as kids that we won't repeat on camera here in the theme park when we were growing up. It was a great experience, and it was wonderful for anyone growing up in Winter Haven to come out on the lakes to experience what was going on here. Cypress Gardens has been such an incredible part of the fabric of Polk County and of Winter Haven, and Legoland has far exceeded that. It's just been a great marriage from when Lego has come here to Winter Haven, and we couldn't be happier.
Adrian, now that we're up in the island in the sky and we're overlooking this beautiful property, could you give us some of the physical dimensions of the park?
Obviously, this is the largest Legoland park in the world. There's 150 acres here, and then there's a protected parcel, which is the Botanical Gardens itself, which is around about 11 to 12 acres. And we obviously look after that and develop that. And then the water park at the top end is a further 8 acres.
Okay, and how many Lego bricks make up this park? Have you counted them all?
Well, I think we're up to about 60 million once we've done the hotel. It'll probably be another 2 or 3 million more, but yeah, we're about 60 million bricks, of which 30 odd million are in the Miniland section in the center of the park.
The Merlin Entertainments Group bought this property in 2011, and since then you all haven't looked back. You've continually grown the park, adding different themes or attractions to it. Could you tell us about some of the major developments here?
Yeah, once we took the site, the first thing to do was obviously get the theme park open and running, and salvage some of the old Cypress Gardens rides, and then kind of reinforce it with new. We then opened the water park, which was already there before, but we enhanced the water park and added to it. And since then, we've done the World of Chima. We've added a Star Wars Miniland section. We've also added a Duplo Valley which specialises in families with very small children, and we will continue to add more and more as we grow.
Okay, very good. And of course, we have the hotel under construction, but we're going to get to that in a little bit.
You can hear that in the background.
Commissioner, back in 2004, the Board of County Commissioners worked with the state and Wild Adventures theme park to secure forever part of the old Cypress Gardens. Can you please tell us what happened back in those days, Commissioner?
Sure, Angus. Back in the day, under a deal that even Jeb Bush, our governor at the time, acknowledged would only happen in Florida, the governor and the cabinet, they voted to spend about $11 million of the state's environmental land buying funds for a conservation easement on the 150-acre Polk County Park. The easement severely limits the land's future development. It doesn't prohibit it, but it really controls what they're able to do. The vote was the final step in a complex $20.5 million deal that was aimed at preserving Florida's first theme park while updating it enough to draw enough tourists to keep it open. Then the Polk County Commission spent $2.5 million to buy the 30 acres comprising the park's botanical gardens to the north, and the Trust for Public Land and other nonprofit land conservation group, they carried a $7 million mortgage for the new operator, Kent Boucher, who was the owner of Wild Adventures theme park in Valdosta. So it was a fantastic deal that had a lot of moving parts, that had a lot of components that people got together. They had one vision to make this thing happen, and they did. I think it was one of the finest examples of government at its best, preserving something that had this. And now on this site, we've got this beautiful resort. We've got a wonderful theme park that's been expanding. They've been incredible neighbors and a big part of the community in East Polk County.
Thank you. And Adrian, now that you all own the property, what is your responsibility for maintaining the original gardens?
When we took this site, I went on record of saying it's probably the most beautiful Legoland park in the world. And having the botanical gardens and all the natural trees and the beauty that was Cypress Gardens really gave the park character. It gave it a lived-in look, as we term it in Merlin. So I think firstly it's our responsibility to not only maintain the gardens, and we spend hundreds of thousands of dollars every year to maintain it with our landscape team, also to refurbish and reopen old areas like the Florida Pool and the Oriental Gardens that we opened last year. And we continue to look at ways of how we can bring more visitors into the gardens without endangering the makeup and the fabric of the botanical gardens. And recently we've just installed gas mains beneath the banyan tree, basically so we can heat it during January, so the banyan tree doesn't succumb to the frosts that we have very rarely, but we do get them.
As you walk around the park, you get the sense that the people here really love their jobs. And the folks that you talk to will tell you they really enjoy every day coming to work. When they don't like it, they love it. When y'all opened, the unemployment rate in Polk County dropped a full percentage point. Yeah. Can you tell us how many folks work here, both full-time and part-time?
It's a peak season, including the water park. It's around about 1,300 and odd people. We'll probably add another 200 jobs for the hotel. We're currently probably employing 200 in terms of contractors that are working on site building the hotel. But I think the key thing to say is that leisure and hospitality is growing within Polk County. It's the fastest growing segment, 21% growth between 2010 and 2013 in jobs. So I think the big thing for me is it gives more entry-level jobs for people, young people in particular, in the Polk region.
Yes, sir, and we certainly appreciate the jobs you've generated and the capital investment. But Merlin Entertainments Group is also doing big things in our neighbors in the Orlando area. Can you tell us about some of the major projects going on over there on iDrive?
Yeah, iDrive 360 is an interesting project. It's part of the, say, a resort complex up there. We're doing the Wheel, and we're also doing a Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, and we're also doing a Sea Life Centre. And the beauty of that is it also allows us to sell Legoland in the heart of Orlando. And we have our shuttle bus that runs regularly from Orlando daily, from Orlando, and will run from that property. So it's an opportunity for us to cluster our attractions and drive more visitors down from Orlando in almost a more seamless way.
Commissioner Dantzler, you had mentioned earlier what a boon this has been to the economy in Polk County, and I know that the city of Winter Haven, the county, private business, they're working on a strategic plan for the whole Cypress Gardens Boulevard. Can you tell us where we are with that plan?
Yes, Basil, we have just commissioned a Legoland corridor study that will study US 27 all the way to 17 Cypress Gardens Boulevard to show how we can better develop it so that it doesn't get out of control, kind of find out what the demand is. And this is a joint venture with Polk County, the CFDC, Winter Haven EDC. The city of Winter Haven is going to commission a traffic study, I think, in 15-16 in that budget year. We've contracted with Dr. Josh Harris from UCF, and he's going to perform the market study and the economic study along with the Rosen Center for Hospitality. So we're going to really try and understand what this needs. We want to put stuff and put businesses and industry in here that's going to support Lego, their mission, and continue to do our part to help make our corporate sponsors successful and profitable.
Well, thank you for that update, and thank you, Commissioner, for being on this segment of the Commissioner's Report, especially since your family has these wonderful ties to this beautiful property. Please stay tuned, as in a few minutes we'll be joined by Commissioner Ed Smith and with our guest host, Adrian Jones, as we discuss the new hotel that's coming up in this beautiful theme park called Legoland Florida.
Makes a star.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore.
Show up
And frustration, a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible.
And then we're going to turn the lights and everybody look up.
I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought.
Finally won. What's your reaction gonna be? Yeah, exactly.
And unconventional methods
Okay, what else?
common.
Little tadpoles, the frogs, Spider said, this is their world.
There's nothing.
And then they die. Go ahead, go, go, go.
I'm a teacher. I make more.
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education. So every year, I take promising high schoolers on a college tour to show them that higher education means a brighter future. My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Do you wear this?
At socialsecurity.gov, you can apply for retirement, disability, or Medicare from your own home.
Chekhov applied in his pajamas.
Welcome back to this special edition of the Commissioner's Report, where we are now joined by Commissioner Ed Smith and again our special guest, Adrian Jones, who's the General Manager of Legoland Florida. In this segment, we're standing in front of a new hotel at this beautiful theme park at the center of Florida. And Commissioner, the Central Florida Visitors Bureau recently commissioned a study on the inventory of hotels and the importance of hotels and motels in Polk County. And that study said that more than 50% of our hotels and motels are more than 25 years old, and some are many years older. What is the importance of a beautiful new hotel like this coming online?
Well, you know, I think it's going to be an attraction for them. Tourists I think, are pretty sophisticated these days, and especially our tourists that are coming from Europe, from Asia, from South America, and you know, they're looking for a quality place to stay, and that's exactly what we're seeing going up here. I think this is going to be a quality facility, and it's going to be a big step forward for Legoland, for Winter Haven, for Polk County, for Central Florida, and I'm just really excited about this hotel going up.
Thank you. And Adrian, what can you tell us about the hotel?
Well, it's a 152 room hotel with 4 suites, 5-story hotel, packed full of Lego bricks and 3 different themes, Pirate, Kingdom and Adventure. We've also got one secret theme, which we haven't revealed yet. But it's also got lots of entertainment for the children. It's got a lovely pool here, a kids' play area, and it's all geared to small children. And it's also about parents having the ability to take a bit of time off and relax as well.
Okay, and when do we expect the hotel to open?
The hotel will open, we're saying in the summer at the moment of 2015. Obviously we're desperately trying to get it open earlier, but at the moment we are taking bookings for the hotel though. We are confident that we will be open. We started taking bookings from the middle of June. But hopefully we'll be opening around that time.
And how do people book? They online like people do today, just go online?
Go to legoland.com and book online, yeah.
Okay, very good. And as we look at the hotel, we see a lot of folks working here. Commissioner, tell us about the number of jobs that are going on during the construction phase of the hotel, and how many folks might be employed here.
Well, I understand, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Jones, but I understand we've got approximately 250 people involved in the project and working here. And the hotel will employ about the same number once the hotel opens, about another 250 people. So this is good news for the job picture here in Polk County. And we look forward to that, and part of our objective, as a matter of fact, and goals here as a Polk County Commission is the creation of jobs in Polk County. So this is really good news for us from that side.
And Adrian, let me go back a little bit to the decor of the hotel. You mentioned like there's at least 3 themes and maybe a surprise one. How does that get incorporated into the physicalness of the hotel?
Well, obviously the common areas are very heavily themed, and there's Lego brick everywhere. Models, but also brick for the children to play with as well. But also the rooms are heavily themed, and that's the key difference to a Legoland hotel. And you have a children's area and a parents area in the room, but there are things for the children to discover. There are Lego models on the walls, and it's also extended, the theme is extended through the carpet, on the graphics on the wall, to the shower curtain. You name it, everything is themed inside, and that's what makes it very special.
And this hotel is oriented on the beautiful Lake Eloise. Can you tell us why you chose this spot? And I also believe it's here because it's near the entrance, correct?
Yeah, the whole idea about a Legoland hotel is that we wanted to create this sense of arrival. So you have the beautiful Legoland entrance arch, you have the turnstiles, but you then have the hotel right next to the turnstiles. So when you have families with smaller children, that is a real bonus. But what makes it special here in Florida is the views over Lake Eloise are absolutely breathtaking. So we designed the hotel where it is, not only to take advantage of the main entrance, but also to benefit from these incredible views across the lake.
In our earlier segment this morning, you had mentioned the Merlin Entertainments Group and all the neat things that they're doing out on iDrive. How does that play into this hotel here?
Well, there's 2 main reasons. One is that it allows us to cluster our attractions. So we've got 3 attractions opening on iDrive, as I've said earlier.
Yes, sir.
And what that allows us to do then is basically sell Legoland and Legoland Hotel or Legoland Resort on the back of the 3 other attractions, which are the Wheel, the Madame Tussauds and the Sea Life. And the second thing is it allows us to use the iDrive 360 as a transportation hub. So our shuttle service, our shuttle bus service, will actually run from that location as well, right in the center of Orlando. So it's very, very important for Polk. It helps join the dots, as it were, of our cluster package.
And speaking of importance to Polk, this hotel is going to change the way that people come to Legoland, and aren't they going to spend hopefully more days in Polk County because of the hotel?
What we've seen in all the other Legoland hotels is, yes, obviously people are going to spend more time here. The number of multi-day tickets that you sell goes up exponentially, but more importantly, people have more time to spend in their immediate area. So they can go to restaurants, they can go and see other attractions, they can explore the region. And I think that's what makes this hotel a game changer, not only for Legoland, but also for Polk County in general.
And Commissioner Smith, I hear you and your family like to go out and eat. You're going to have an opportunity to come to this restaurant here.
Absolutely, we can't wait. Yes, we do. That's one of the joys that we have, as you can probably tell. We do like to go out to eat, and we just can't wait until the hotel is up and functional and running, and we're probably going to be one of their best customers.
Okay, very good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm sure they're glad to hear that. Adrian, could you tell us a little bit about the holiday and what's going to happen with the Christmas holidays and how that plays into the park in general?
Yeah, events are becoming very, very important for us. As we know, events are very good ways of bolstering and adding to what are usually very busy periods, Halloween and Christmas Spectacular. And Christmas Spectacular this year is grown, and we're also now doing a week of fireworks. So we go, fireworks from the 26th all the way to the 31st. So we do a lot of activity, stay open later. And the beauty of our fireworks is that obviously we've got the lake as a backdrop, but also we have the glasses where the children look at their flashes and they look like exploding Lego bricks. So everything is all about Lego.
Well, we're excited about the 250 jobs that'll be associated with the hotel. Do you have a time frame yet, Adrian, on when people can start applying for the hospitality jobs that are associated with the hotel?
Yeah, we're still in the process of a lot of the senior roles now. We have a hotel operations director on board. He starts really recruiting in earnest in the new year. So January, February, and then come March, we really are starting to recruit the frontline roles. So yeah, the first quarter of next year is going to be a very, very busy time for our HR team and our training teams.
Yeah, well, we're excited about those jobs. I've taken my grandbabies to the park, and I think that I want to bring the grandbabies back here to spend the night here, a couple nights, and I live in Polk County. Do you think you're going to draw people from Polk County to the hotel?
Undoubtedly. When we opened the park, we saw a massive champagne effect, as we call it, and no doubt we will have exactly the same. And we are going to have a number of days where we want people to come and look at the hotel because I want people to be proud of the hotel. This is a gem of a hotel, and I don't think people actually in Polk realize how cool and unique and different a Legoland hotel is. And I think that when they come, they'll start telling the world about come to Polk County and see our Legoland hotel.
Well, I'm coming. Are there key markets that you all send information to drive traffic to the hotel throughout the U.S. or the world?
Yeah, I mean internationally. I'm in England next week. I'm at the World Travel Market, and we're going to be talking about the hotel. So British, South Americans, and we've also got a large people come from domestic markets. Even Atlanta, New York, Chicago. These are key markets for us.
Okay. And the Orlando market is considered the busiest or the most populated hotel market in the world. And now we have this beautiful facility here. It's joining the inventory. What can we say about how it plays off, again, that Orlando market? Are we going to be robbing rooms from the Orlando market for people to come here?
Wow. I think what it is, it's a very nice addition to the marketplace that is Orlando, which incidentally is growing organically.
And it complements it.
And it complements it. This is a very niche product though, and it's all about the Lego enthusiast, and it's only 152 rooms. So what we're doing is it's a prestige product, and it has the effect of driving up the hotel rates in this region, which is something we've been desperate for because that's all about taxation.
With using the word gem prestige, game changer. I tell you, if grandparents and parents, they need to start booking right away and get their rooms and reserve those rooms right away.
Yeah, maybe I'm a bit of a salesman, but, but I am very excited about this hotel because it will definitely change the whole feel of resort positioning in Polk County.
And it shows, Commissioner, this is your show. How can you wrap up this segment on the hotel?
Well, you know, the first thing I want to say to Adrian, I think your primary mistake is the whole hotel's not big enough.
I agree.
Honestly, I think you're going to find that in the first 2 years of operation. That gosh, I wish we'd made it twice the size, and I think it's going to be a great hit. And absolutely, the word has been used many times, game changer, and it is exactly that. This is going to be the biggest thing that's happened, I think, on this property for sure, and I think in Polk County for a long time. And
Absolutely.
I want to congratulate and thank Merlin Entertainment and Legoland and everybody else involved, and particularly you, because I know you're the head of the spear here, right here, and you're the guy that's getting all this stuff done. So we appreciate you. And we appreciate Legoland and what you're bringing to Central Florida and to Polk County. So thank you for that.
I appreciate that.
Another gem for Polk County. We love the jobs. We love the capital investment. We love the new inventory. We love it being so kid-friendly and attracting kids from all over the world here. That's what we're all about. Thank you again. This is your host, Jim DeGennaro, reminding you to join us next month when 2 commissioners will be on board, and we'll talk about the programs and policies that are important to the residents of Polk County. Until then, please take care and enjoy this beautiful place we call home.